I have already had to deal with departments that are pretty anti-Israel, such as the Judaic Studies department at the University of Oregon. As I realized that I couldn't convince them to support pro-Israel events, I simply started working with other departments that were more pro-Israel. For example, I brought in an Ethiopian Israeli to come speak to my African Studies class, and they were very receptive to bringing in a guest speaker to speak about Israel. I think that often we focus a lot on the people who hate Israel, and we don't focus on the people who love Israel, or people who would at least be interested in learning about it. And I believe that because I go to a very large university, if some departments are not supportive of pro-Israel activities, I would simply go to other departments which I think would be, and I believe that there are several departments at this university that would be supportive of pro-Israel events. The second question, a few months ago we put on the Case for Israel, and we got over 100 people, while Occupation 101 only got around 20 people at their last screening. And the reason why we were so successful is because we branched out to different people in the Jewish community. For example, we advertised in synagogues. We advertised in non-Jewish academic departments. I definitely advertised in international studies in a class on the Middle East. And we attracted non-Jewish students who simply were interested in what the Israeli perspective is. I advertised within the Muslim Student Association, and we had members of the MSA come to the film. So again, I think it's branching outside of Hillel and branching outside of the Jewish community to get people to come to such events would bring in larger numbers, and I think would have a greater effect on educating people about Israel. The answer to the third question, I would give out brochures explaining exactly what Zionism is and explaining Israel's role in human rights. In the classroom and in academia, I believe that Zionism is often thought of as being racist, and this is what students are hearing from their professors. And I would give out brochures that would educate students on Zionism, that there are different types of Zionism. You don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist. There are Christian Zionists, secular Zionists, religious Zionists. There are some Zionists who wanted Israel to be in another country and not in the state, and not in where the state of Israel is today. And the other topic is human rights. I believe that many people only hear about Israel being a human rights violator, but not as a nation that promotes human rights. And I would definitely focus on Israel's absorbing of refugees from Africa, particularly from the Sudan, Israel's absorption of refugees from the former Yugoslavia, Israel helping many African countries in the 1960s develop sustainable agricultural policies, Israel's absorbing gay Palestinians, and giving equal rights to both women and gays. So I think that Zionism and human rights are two concepts about Israel that are often misunderstood, and that's why I would like to give out these brochures.